I'm trying to upskill my Ralph Wiggum experience because I'm not a coder. I know nothing about coding or don't. I know nothing about software engineering or anything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and have Claude Code create a skill that gives me a prompt, a perfectly generated prompt, anytime I want to use Ralph Wiggum. So we're going to see if this works. I wanted to show you guys what I built. I said I want you to build a skill for the Ralph Wiggum plugin so that anytime I want to use the Ralph skill or the Ralph Wiggum loop, the skill gets invoked and Claude Code writes me the perfect skill. And so it went through and figured out what to do, and then it created its own skill, and then basically I said I want to use the Ralph loop to help you make a new skills skill because it runs into issues creating its own skills. So I wanted to use the Ralph loop so that anytime I ask Claude, hey, build this skill, it knows how to do it. So it's a skill building skill that I'm invoking. Um, so right now it spit out this Ralph loop. It was wrong because it was missing some stuff up here, so I had it redo it. And now it's spitting it out right. So I built a Ralph skill. So anytime I want to do a Ralph loop, a skill gets invoked and it asks me questions about what I'm trying to accomplish in the Ralph loop, and then it spits out a copy and paste for me. And now I'm building a skill building skill. So anytime I build a skill or want a new skill built, it will build it for me. Okay. I kind of want to make a clone of Monday.com, but I want to show you the power of a Ralph Wiggum loop. So in this folder, I'm going to one shot with Claude saying make a clone of Monday.com. And then I'm going to get a second screen going and use the Ralph Wiggum loop to make a clone of Monday.com. Okay, here I can see the one shot where I just asked Claude Code to enter plan mode, create a PRD for a clone of a Monday.com platform. So it created this long PRD, and then I said proceed. Over here on the right is where I'm using the Ralph Wiggum skill to basically review and make edits to the clone. So I'm building two Monday.com clones just to see how the Ralph Wiggum works. And it looks like when I invoke the Ralph Wiggum skill, it created this local loop. And so it says active true iteration 1. So I don't know if it's been through one iteration yet. But the Ralph Wiggum just jumped in right away. It didn't enter plan mode. It created a PRD, but it's very short compared to the PRD that plan mode created. So maybe that's what I should have done is in my Ralph Wiggum loop, asked it to enter plan mode each time it builds a new feature. So yeah, basically what I'm doing is having it go look at Monday.com, scrape the website for features, build, test the features, and then just keep adding to the PRD for new features. So by the end, I guess if we're doing 50 iterations, which I don't remember I thought I told it last. Oh, if we're doing 50 iterations and we're adding 3 features each time, we should end up with a Monday.com with 150 new features or clone-like features of Monday.com. So I'm just interested to see what the end product looks like after the one-shot plan mode versus Ralph Wiggum loop 50 iterations where it keeps updating the PRD, looking for new features, and just going through everything. But looks like it just stopped actually. Ready for next iteration and more features. So I don't know if, looks like the Ralph Wiggum stopped early. It didn't run through any iterations. So that sucks. I gotta figure out how to make Ralph not exit the loop early. One thing I think I discovered that's a powerful thing to notice about the Ralph Wiggum loop is that when you run a Ralph Wiggum loop, it creates this stop hook sh. I don't know what that means, but it creates a Ralph loop local.md file, and I think you can come in and edit the loop while it's running. So if you're like, crap, I thought about things that I needed to, I'm noticing things that I need to update, then you can come into the Ralph Luke local MD file while Claude is working and update things. So one thing I just said was check the code base for folders and files for files that can be archived and move them into the archive folder. So I'm hoping like each loop, it'll look through everything in here and kind of organize and keep things tidy so that we don't just have a whole bunch of MDs just in the root directory or something. And I did notice too, I'm waiting to find out if if the Ralph loop will allow it to jump in and out of plan mode each iteration, because what I'm wanting it to do is enter plan mode, save the plan mode output files to the doc folder. There's no doc folder, so it's going to create it hopefully. So hopefully now it's exiting plan mode and is going to save the plan for the 3 features. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. But yeah, I think you can, I think you have to save it. If you make an edit here, you have to hit File, Save.